Hey everyone, make sure you have your textbook right now and you are on page 48. You should be at the bottom of page 48. Okay, so we are going to do the try these, and I'm going to make sure I sketch it. Now, I might not be sketching it super accurately because I do not know the value of my angles right now. But this says, given FL, line segment FL or ray, I can't read it right now, I think it's a ray, bisects angle AFM, determine each missing value. Okay, so we have our angle, which is AFM. So AFM, that F has to be the vertex. FL bisects that. So remember, that means it's splitting it in half. That means these two angles should be equal. And again, I don't know. These angles should be larger. They should be smaller. I don't know right now, but I do know these two angles will be congruent. Okay. So this says the measure of LFM. So I'm just going to switch colors here. LFM is equal to 11x plus 4. And the measure of AFL, so AFL, just switching colors so I can see it, AFL, that is equal to 12x minus 2. So I know these two angles, and I know they each are equal to each other. So I'm going to set up an equation. 12x minus 2 is equal to 11x plus 4. And one thing I love about these is you can check them. We'll talk about that in a minute. So when we go to solve, most of you know I would move the 11x because I want to make sure that I'm keeping my x positive. You don't have to, it just makes my life easier. When I subtract here, I get 1x or just x minus 2 is equal to 4. And hopefully we know when you're showing your beautiful work that x will equal 6. I know I have a bunch of amazing equation solvers in here, so I did that kind of fast. So x is equal to 6. And then what I can do is I can double check that that is correct. Okay, in just a second, I can say x is 6, so 11 times 6 plus 4. So 11 times 6 is 66 plus 4 is 70. And then up here, same thing, x is 6, 12 times 6 minus 2. So I have 72 minus 2, which also is 70. So I know that I worked these out correctly. Okay. This one says, I'm going to switch back to a color you can read better. This says the measure of angle LFM. What is it? Well, actually, we already solved it, right? We just solved it. We just plugged in the value of x. So that will be 70. Okay. Then it says we want the measure of AFM. So AFM, it's this whole thing. Okay. So that means it is 70 plus another 70. So hopefully you know that is the larger angle, which is 140, which hopefully you can tell that this is not accurately drawn. Okay, because I did not know how big my angles were going to be. So these angles both should be larger. This is definitely not a 70-degree angle. And together it is not 140, okay, because that would be more than a right angle. Okay, I hope you have that written down. Otherwise, pause the video and write it. I should be able to see this work in your book. So I'm going to go back to my original drawing. And again, this is a new problem, but I'm still going to just kind of sketch it the same. I have AFM. I'm going to bisect it with FL, splitting it in half. Okay. We know that, and I'm going to read it and write on this, AFM. So this time, AFM, that's the big angle. AFM is 6x minus 2. And then the measure of angle AFL, AFL is 4x minus 10. Okay, so hopefully we know these two we're going to add up, right? We're going to, I think I just can do that right. Yes, 4x minus 10. Just making sure something was looking off to me. So I have 4x minus 10. That's one angle, which I know is the same value as this angle. So I'm going to add another 4x minus 10. And it's going to equal the value of the entire angle, 6x minus 2. Okay. So I'm going to combine like terms that I know you did in algebra. 4x plus 4x is 8x. Then we have minus 10 and minus 10, or negative 10 minus 10, and we get negative 20. Then I have 6x minus 2. Okay. And as you know, again, I like to move my x's so that my x will be positive. So I'm moving it to the left side. This will give me a positive 2x minus 20 is equal to negative 2. Okay. And one reason I wanted to show you this is because I don't want anybody making silly mistakes here. Negative 2 plus 2. Hopefully we know that's going to be 18. Okay. And then I divide by 2, which I know y'all know that, and I'm going to get x is equal to 9. So I want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. So we're going to check this out here. So it says, let's see, x is equal to 9. So right here, 4x minus 10. So that would be 4 times x is equal to 9. 4 times 9, we're using substitution, minus 10. So 4 times 9 is 36, minus 10 is 26. So this one is 26, and therefore this one is 26 degrees. Okay. Now I'm going to double check that with this big angle. Okay, the sum of those two. So I have x equals 9, so 6 times 9 minus 2. So 6 times 9 is 54. I'm sure we all know that. And 54 minus 2 is 52. So is this correct? We're about to check. LFM, LFM. We're thinking that's 26. We're about to check it. We think that x is 9, but before I move on, I'm going to double check it. 26 plus 26, we know that is 52. So these two angles, when I added them, I got to 52. I did this one by itself, and I got 52. So we did all of that math correctly. Okay, so the next one, we're still at the very bottom of page 47. Find room in your book. It says A and B are complementary. Remember, complementary adds to 90. Okay, that C makes a 9. So I'm going to put the endpoint of my equation is 90. The measure of angle A is 3x plus 7. Plus the measure of angle B is 6x plus 11. Okay, so we have these two will go together to make a total of 9x, and then these two will go together to make a total of 18. Okay. Let's solve for x. If you're getting ahead of me doing this, that's perfectly fine. You'll see that hopefully we end up with the same answer. I divide by 9. All of this work should be in your book when I check it. So x is equal to 8. But it says determine the measure of each angle. That means I want the measure of angle A and the measure of angle B. Okay? That's your job. Your job is to substitute in 8 right here to find the measure of angle A. Put it here, and then the same thing here to find the measure of angle B. Those two numbers, if you did it correctly, if we did it correctly, will equal 90. And I did this earlier, so it should work out. Pause the video if you need this paper, if you need the material on this part for your paper. Okay, the last one. I really like this problem. It says in the diagram at the left, AC, I'm looking at that, I'm going to assume that's line AC and line DB intersect as shown. Determine the measure of CEB. So I'm going to show you this. CEB. Okay, that is CEB. There's nothing here. But notice opposite of that, there is these two angles. You can probably tell visibly, but just so you know, we call these vertical. Vertical angles are equal. So whatever we get for this value is the same as this value. Okay. So the other thing that I know is these angles here are supplementary. They form a straight line. So the end point is 180. So your job is I want you to solve for x. Okay? Once you solve for x, you're going to plug it back in here. And that will give you the value of DEA, which is the same as the vertical angle CEB. Okay? So I want you to do that now.